No means no. Wrong classic review. This is a post-hardcore punk rock album from the 1980s, 1989 to be specific. I feel like the best albums of all time for me personally are the ones that grow on me, honestly. Like, I remember not really being that impressed with this or thinking it sounded very of its time, but going back to it recently, I became absolutely in awe of this. It is not of its time whatsoever, and in fact you kind of hear a lot of what they were going for on this album even today with like lesser known indie rock bands in the underground. Bands like Ken Mode, for example, Pile, Dope Body just have so much to owe to a band like NoMeansNo, or this album specifically. This is a very in-your-face album with incredibly commanding vocals that instantly grab my attention. It's brimming with that post-punk energy as well throughout, with the guitars and the bass lines, just totally reminding me of, you know, bands like Gang of Four, who were of that time ish too, but with this band having such a unique flair to them by being able to craft so many fantastic hooks and choruses, especially on a track like It's Catching Up. It's catching up. It just offers so much enjoyment. Like, if you're a rock fan, I just couldn't imagine how you turn this album on and be like, nah, this ain't it. It's also a ridiculous, over-the-top sense of humor lurking throughout as well, which I just love with bands like this. You get it in bands like Idols these days as well, where there are just so many lines that crop out, like so many one-liners that you just pull away, and it's just so funny, like the big dick, come quick. And the entire song as well is just complete utter nonsense. Like, the lyrics are just so stupid, but they are so funny. I just need more of this sarcastic wit in my rock music, and in any form of music, but over this type of instrumentation, I think it just works so much better. There's a little bit of social commentary throughout as well on the track Stock Taking, where essentially he's just questioning whether this person who is just so unhappy with their regular boring job, like, are you getting enough of this? You know, who's deciding this life for you? What's the next step? You need, you know, you're gonna move on from this eventually. Just playing to the idea that so many frigging people out there just stuck in dead end jobs, and there's no meaning to what they do. There's no purpose. There's nothing worthwhile. You get nothing out of it. There's no money. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And even if you weren't here for the lyrics, because you could just tune them out. But you cannot tune out the friggin' noisiness of this album. It's just so abrasive at points, and the friggin' guitar tones that they come out with as well are just so brilliant. The match between the melodic moments and the harsh moments are executed near flawlessly. You get a really great melodic moment on the track The End of All Things, where a female vocalist comes through to contribute to the track as well. They harmonize really quite nicely, and it actually reminds me a lot of what the Drones do these days, or not necessarily the Drones, but also Tropical Fuck Song as well. Like, just those vocals that kind of shouldn't work, but then when they soar together, it just sounds blissful. But over heavy instrumentation, you just kind of wonder how they managed to get it right. I think it's one of the best tracks on the album as well, the bustling instrumental that just constantly, rapidly bangs you throughout the song. Is just so damn good. And the energy never lets up until the final track, really, where the final track, All Lies, is a bit more of a dronier cut, I think, with the vocals just kind of drawling on and on. There's definitely some kind of anguish or disdain being sent towards someone in particular, with the pack of lies line. Perhaps again it's social commentary, but it could be sent towards the government or politicians perhaps, or it could be sent towards someone in his personal life. I think overall it is a good closer though. I think it adds something different to the album that you weren't quite getting throughout, and yet it still fits really nicely. It's a phenomenal album, man. This is honestly one of my favourite rock albums of all time, actually. I would say rock fans don't really bring this one up as often. You know, you got friggin' Bon Jovi, that are the classics apparently from the 80s, and this just went overlooked. Come on, man. Come on. Don't give me that shit. You gotta choose Def Leppard over this? Get out my house. Yeah, it's an absolute classic. Hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Let me know your thoughts on this if you feel any particular way. Thank you for watching my video. Have a good day. Hope you're enjoying the classic series right now. Goodbye. Pack a lie.